with the ACV rinse, which is the apple cider vinegar rinse by Born, which is organic, all organic products. We sprayed it down, let it sit on her hair for about 5 or 10 minutes. And then in each section, we detangled her hair. We gently had to pull apart her hair because, you know, there's she works out, so there's sweat, there's dirt, there's some product residue. The good thing is that when you use organic products, you don't have as much residue in your hair. It's mainly the sebum in your scalp, and it's oils and sweat and stuff like that. So the good thing is that she didn't have too much residue, but you do have to pull that apart, and then gently, from starting from the ends of your hair and working your way all the way up to the root of your hair, you're gently detangling until you can glide that comb and glide that brush through your hair. So once you have completed your entire head, there's no knots, there's no tangles. And ladies, don't be alarmed if you see some hair shedding. Hair shedding is normal. Our hair sheds about 100 strands a day, depending upon each person. So if you've had a hairstyle in for a month or two, you can imagine that you're gonna see some shedding. The thing that you have to do is look at, well, as a professional, I look at the strands of hair. I look at whether or not you have breakage versus shedding. Of course, she didn't have any breakage because I gently separated her hair and detangled, but she just had some hair shedding and she was good to go to start the shampooing process.
Okay. Well, take a look. Now that you kind of set us up, let's kind of take a look and see what that looks like. So hopefully this works okay. Let's see here.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we're asking a lot for this to do show it live here too. It takes going a little slower than it normally does here.
And I'm so excited. People are asking questions because I definitely want to get to all of those questions. So yeah,
great questions out there.
yes. And this is what I love. I love the education of natural hair, because so many times people just get their hair done and people don't really explain what's going on with your hair, the science behind your hair. If we learn more about the science of our hair, then we'll learn to appreciate our hair a lot more, because it is amazing what our hair can do. But right now, I'm just basically going through that process again of detangling her hair. I think we pretty much have gone through most of it at that point.
And I noticed that you also put in some conditioner when you're detangling. So this is before you actually do anything to the hair as far as washing it.
Absolutely.
Now,
because as you noticed, when she first came in, her hair looked very packed down and it looked really dry. And then once we put that apple cider vinegar rinse on there, you can add a little bit of your favorite conditioner on there. And it can be like a rinse out conditioner. It doesn't have to be like your top of the line conditioner. You just want something that's going to relax that hair and allow you to, you know, wet it down some and get through all of that shed hair.
Yeah, look at all that shed hair there.
Yeah. And that's normal. Don't be alarmed if you, I mean, she had those braids up for about 2.5 months. So don't be alarmed if you have some shedding. But we definitely have to do an analysis of your hair after I take down any style. And that's whether you have a natural hairstyle or protective hairstyle. I'm looking at the strands of your hair to determine what your hair is doing. And so that's what we did with Elisa.
All right. So I did have a couple things I wanted to mention that I want to talk to you about. So I noticed that you use at certain points you use your hands, and at certain points you use a comb. Like I know the tendency for people to try to jump right in there with a comb. Kind of tell us why you decided to do it that way.
So you definitely want your detangling process to be a painless process, especially if your scalp is sensitive. And if you have children, I think there's a notion that, oh, you just bear through it and beauty is pain. But no, if you use the right techniques, you don't have to be in pain. So when you're initially using your fingers to separate the hairs, you're separating the hairs from the residue. You're kind of gently pulling the hairs apart so that you can, with your hands, you can just pull shed hair away. So when you do that and you separate it, that's helping you so that now you can use a wide tooth comb or Denman brush to then gently from the ends, working your way up to the top of the base of the hair. Now you can get more and more shed hair out.
Okay. Now, my question to you, Michelle, is do you charge extra to detangle? Because I think that's everybody's test they want to give away is, can someone else detangle my hair?
Yes, I do. I do charge a fee for detangling, and it is based upon if you just have been 2 weeks without, you just took down some 2-strand twists. That's a minor detangling session. It probably won't take no more than 15, 20 minutes for me to do that. But if you've had braids in for 2 months, or, you've kind of neglected to detangle your hair and it takes me longer, then of course the fee is depending upon the process that we have to go through. But you know what? That process is so important that it's totally worth it. And to be honest, I tell my clients, like, I'll even ask my clients, show me how you detangle your hair. Because I've told some women, do not do that again. Just come to me because I want you to retain length. This is one of the number one reasons why women do not retain the length of their hair, because they get very frustrated and then they just rip through their hair. If you're frustrated with your hair, don't detangle your hair. Go to a professional that will do that for you.
All right, so we have a couple of questions that we want to answer after this part here. So we have Tavis Dempsey wanted to know, you mentioned matting. What is matting? How you prevent it and how you fix it?
Okay, so matting is when the strands of your hair start locking into each other. Your hair can mat in any form of being natural. You can or not natural. I mean, you can just not comb your hair for weeks on end. You can have locks and don't get a retwist for a while. And what will happen is, because we have curly hair, or we have hair that is prone to matting, that hair will just lock into each other and it'll be very difficult for you to separate. That's why, like I've said before, you want to make sure that before you shampoo your hair that you're properly detangling. So once your hair is matted, you have to separate the strands. Once you use the apple cider vinegar rinse, which is acidic. Apple cider vinegar, I think that's one question that I kind of saw pop up. Apple cider vinegar is slightly acidic, and what it does is it's a cleaning agent. So it gently cleanses your hair and it gets the pH of your hair to a very manageable pH, so that now you can manipulate the hair. And then once you, of course, separate and then you comb through and you use the brush to brush through, you have successfully detangled your hair. And I hope I answered that question.
Okay. Well, we got one more question, but they were talking about it in terms of conditioner. We'll say that for the conditioner part of the discussion here. So right now, did you have any questions, Lisa?
No, I think you've answered it. I know there's quite a few questions that come in through the chat box. So for now, I don't have any, but I love the information that you're sharing with us, Michelle. This is great.
Thank you.
Okay. So our next step looks like, after we detangle, we get into the wash phase.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Beauty Lifestyle Network, and on Twitter at ShopBLN. And to find out more about some amazing products, visit our website at beautylifestylenetwork.com.